So welcome everyone, and it's absolutely my pleasure to welcome you all at this Hydrogen Society Innovation Camp that is organized together by Junior Achievement Europe and Toyota Europe. My name is Marina Venneri, and I'm a Senior Development Associate here at Junior Achievement Europe, and I'm going to be your moderator today, as also during the final event. So you will see my face and you will remember my voice. I would like to say that it's absolutely great to have the second innovation camp together with Toyota, and it's great to see so many faces already in the classroom. Just one note of safety. I know we have two teams from Ukraine, and I am absolutely happy and proud because I myself am Ukrainian, but I would like to mention that if there is any alarm or siren that's happening in your country while you're taking part in the innovation camp, you're absolutely free to drop off and go into a safer place. Please don't feel obliged to stay. I am monitoring the alarms online, so I will know. You don't have to give any specific explanation. However, I hope that's not going to be the case. And so we're all going to have a great experience. Without further ado, I would like to invite our leader and our visionary, CEO Salvatore Nigro, to give some welcome remarks. Salvatore?
Thank you. Grazie, Marina. What do you do on a Tuesday afternoon? Let's say, what do we do on a Tuesday afternoon? Oh, we have the Hydrogen Society Innovation Camp. How cool is just the name? Just the name, Hydrogen Society Innovation Camp. It already projects us in the future. It already let us imagine the world that will come. And this is part of Gen Y, the generation of Europeans who believe in the importance of education, entrepreneurship, and employment. And you are all Gen Y. And how do we do that? We do that alone at JA. Well, at JA, we serve about 6 million young people every year. But we know we cannot do things alone. We have great partners. And we are so glad to Toyota that once again, this year, has believed in the importance of investing in the next generations, but also to nurture innovation with their ideas, their capacity to respond to challenges. And we will have many challenges, especially related to energy. Here, so important. Hydrogen Society Innovation Camp. So how many? We have 7 countries represented from Czech Republic, Spain, France, Germany, Ukraine, Turkey, Portugal, and Norway. I hope I didn't miss any. And we have 10 teams who brought together over 52 students just here, selected from our members. And it's the second year of partnership with Toyota. What tells us? Well, where we're coming from. We're coming from innovation camps that we had in the past, and they were all telling us the importance of linking up entrepreneurship skills with more technical skills. And in this case, the importance of STEM education, especially for young girls across Europe. As well, what they're telling us, all the innovation camps that we are doing it together across the globe and in Europe, is our importance to have creative solutions and innovation, but linked to sustainability. Because you can be the most innovative person, the most innovative team, but is that enough just for yourself, just for your team, just for your country? How your innovation is going to impact the society in which you're living in? So I like to welcome and thanks the speakers of Toyota that are driving us, that are the driving forces on this Hydrogen Society Innovation Camp. Gerald Kilman, the Senior Vice President, Research and Development and Purchasing, and Isotta Cerri, the Head of Material Engineering and Technical Head of Fuel Cell Business Unit at Toyota. Hello, Gerald. Hello, Isotta.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Salvatore. Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me here. Pleasure to be back.
It's nice to be back, huh? It's nice to be back. And every time we see each other in those innovation camp, I'm always thrilled on learning what the young people are reserving for us, how their curiosity is going to enlighten our future. I'm sure you do too. You want to say a few words, Gerald, before we start, and Isota?
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, welcome also from my side to everybody, and especially to the teams. And thank you all for joining. Actually, for me, it's first time to join together with JA Europe, and it's a great day for me in many aspects. We can celebrate the partnership between JA Europe and TME. Which I'm very happy about. I believe that such partnerships are truly important for the future, bringing forward the society and opening the opportunities for young, challenging people like you. And secondly, the event today, I think it's really helping young people to prepare for later employment and entrepreneurship, helping to inspire and prepare the next generation to be successful in the global playground of economy for sustainability, but also competition. And at the same time, the partnerships like the one with JA Europe with that, the event today are critical for us as a company, as Toyota, as we need to ensure that future diverse talent is being developed, which can help us to solve future sustainable mobility challenges on the global planet. For Toyota as a manufacturing company, STEM is super important because engineering is necessary to develop the products, bring them to production stage. Then also we need to sell the products. Otherwise, we can't earn the money that we need to develop then the next technology. So that means the entrepreneurship part is extremely important. And this important link of STEM and entrepreneurship was also pointed out in an event actually of the European Union last week in the context of youth involvement in European research and innovation and related policies. So studying and working in STEMs means learning about the world around us, finding innovative solutions to real world challenges for sustainability, and playing a role in some of the maybe major discoveries and developments that will make society and life on our planet better. So in short, you guys, you are the future. So congratulations for being selected to be joining today, and at the same time, a big thank you for challenging a better future. Thank you.
Great. Difficult to add something to what Gerald already mentioned. I feel like everything resonated to me very well. Just from my side, I'm very excited to be with all of you. I love children. I have 4 girls myself, so I'm always challenged by young spirits, young minds. I'm always learning from you guys. And today I will have the pleasure to reveal the challenge. Last year I was a part of the jury, so interacting not too much, but still deciding about who was the winner. This year I will only launch and I will maybe talk to you about my life, my decision shortly after. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you, Gerald. Thank you, Isota. So nice to see you. 4 girls you have down there. Yeah. I hope they will all study STEM, or at least
I have no choice.
they don't have any other choice. Okay, so we go back to Marina.
Thank you very much. It's very nice seeing you. Thank you for your welcoming remarks. Now, taking this car and driving it further, we move to career talks. So I invite Gerald to tell us about his career path.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you can see the slides. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so from my side, yeah, well, STEM is of course super interesting. It's a good job guarantee because there's always a lack of qualified people in that area. But actually, that was not my reason to study STEM somehow. My reason was I wanted to be happy in the job. I want to contribute to society. I want to be active part of changing the world. So for me, STEM is key for being able to be really this changing in the world. But for that also, we need to be curious to understand the reasons behind everything. We need to be creative to build new items. And honestly speaking, this is fun. This is great fun. And still, it's not only about STEM. STEM is the motor. STEM is the energy, how you can impact, how you can change the items that are your priorities for your life. And then additional to STEM, it's up to you how you want to link it, what you want to add. And that's a little bit of what I want to talk about. So if we can go to the first slide, then please. So when I was asked to do this career talk, my first thoughts were, honestly speaking, like it mentioned on the top, nothing special. So what? And it is nothing special. I think everybody has their own small stories that form then the flow of life. Also, you have yours. So let me explain my small stories, which I hope helps you then to read better your small stories and their importance for your future choice even better. So to start with, growing up in several countries, the child pictures show me many times with something like car toys around, but was it all about cars? No, clearly not. Of course, I was interested in technology and how things are working, probably like all of you. I dismantled mostly broken things at home and repaired things like coffee machine, the iron, and so on. Some of them worked afterwards and some didn't. Well, okay. And if we move to the right of the slide, well, when I was young, actually Playmobil just came on the market and there were very few choices and few series. And I suggested to Playmobil a skiing series. Well, I'm coming from Austria, so it was a bit natural. So firstly, I made my own prototypes myself by using the wooden sticks of ice cream as skis. And there was no 3D printer technology at that time. So I shaped them with bending in the front, gluing a fixation for the feet of the figures on them, trying several surfaces on the gliding surface, putting wax on, scotch tape, and so on. Then I sent the idea to Playmobil. And as a return, I received a big package of Playmobil toys as a thank you in return. For me, that was great. But actually, the biggest reward for me when sometime later, actually, skiing versions of Playmobil came out. And it made me happy to think that maybe some small part of this new toy version could have been due to my proposal. Later on, growing up a bit more, I made lamps and clocks, a bit in the spirit of what we call today circular economy, using waste material to create something new with value. But my target was buy nothing in order to finish it. I admit, since I was a child, I was trying to have my own opinion with clear reasoning. And this led to sometimes heavy discussions with teachers in school when they were using words and language that maybe in today's time, considering inclusiveness and respect, would not be acceptable anymore. And being active for human rights, shown here in a photo from a street theater that I did with friends, I tried to contribute to such society and at the same time learned how to react with respect and being self-controlled when other people were attacking me with strong words and strong voice when they didn't agree with us. So if we can go to the next slide. At the end of school, I had to decide what to study, and frankly speaking, it was between architecture and mechanical engineering. And I chose mechanical engineering simply for the reason that I thought it's easier possible to work internationally. Then during the studies mentioned on the right side of the slide, I adjusted my curriculum of my courses to my interests, so to light technology, furniture design. I'm not sure how easy that is today in all of your different countries, but at that time it was quite difficult. And I had to go and explain and argue with the professors and the dean of the faculty. But today, I know it was worth it. Understanding how to fight, how to argue for the things that you want to do. Then, a bit on the left side, I had the opportunity to do my thesis on a stair climbing wheelchair, a fantastic challenge, perfectly linking my technical interests with my societal direction. Nevertheless, I have to admit the fascination of the combustion engine finally caught me, and so I specialized in that area. And then I had the opportunity to start working in a university spin-off company. developing small, low emission engines for motorcycles and chainsaws and other machines. This was super exciting. But after completing the studies and a total of 4 years working at the university, I wanted to work on something that is more related to direct production, to wider mobility, had a wider impact on society, in a company that had a strong environmental focus, and well, also in a company that is global, so I can see more of the world. So I joined Toyota 30 years ago, and if we're now moving to the next slide, you can see that, well, I'm still at Toyota. Why am I still at Toyota after 30 years? Well, I think there are two ways for a job career. One is to change frequently and maybe to go up fast in the career. But actually, it means you need to adapt to many different company mentalities and working ways. That would not be a happy life for me personally. I found the company that I'm happy in. I can move inside the global company for having several challenges and to get a wide experience, starting from combustion engines in diesel and later in hybrid powertrains. I had two opportunities to stay in Japan. Later on, adding chassis, so suspension experience, changing then to overall vehicle technical planning, and with a wide experience, taking on then bigger areas as vice president, and since beginning of this year as senior vice president, that includes the European R&D and purchasing. So if we go to the next slide, what is my summary about what is it about in working in the automotive area? First, it's all about a basic human need. It's individual mobility, and through that contributing to society. But the fun thing also is it's understanding really what are the needs of the customer, the people who use the car. We call that go and study. We need to go to the place and talk to the people, talk to the customers, see what the issues are. It means we do not stay at our desk. We really go out in the field. And then we have to find a robust solution. We need to think about what's the target to achieve and really consider all the different situations of the people all over the world. Then, well, we need very deep thinking. It's easy to just say, okay, that's the way how to fix a problem, but really to really fix a problem, actually we need to think we need to dig deep. In our company, we call that asking 5 times why, so that there's a certain time we cannot ask anymore why. What is there another further background reason? No, that's the root cause. So if we change that, then all the other items on top and the problem will disappear. And I think that's a very nice way to really go deep and not to think only superficial on the surface. But one item is very important and has to be mass producible. We need to think always about the manufacturing process because it needs to be affordable. It needs to be affordable. Only then we can make a big impact on the society for many people, how to produce a cost-effective device for many people. And the interesting thing is, in my experience, no week is like the other. There are always new challenges, new learnings. Changing the technical fields gives a fantastic wide experience, and all this in a trusted environment and in great teamwork. And that's the reason why I still today am happy at Toyota. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's very interesting to hear about your path and how you really stick to what's true to your heart, what makes you happy. And it's great that you knew at an early age what makes you happy, because that's another big question that I think many of us might be struggling at when starting the career. Thank you very much, Gerald. And I would now like to invite Isotta to tell us her story about herself and her 4 girls, I guess. Isotta, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Let me try to switch on the camera as well. I think it works right now, correct?
Yes, it does.
Good. Maybe maybe I will not tell you so much about my girls. Let's see where this talk brings me to. Anyway, again, thanks for inviting me here. And then if we go to the next slide, please. I think I want to bring a picture of me. So we go to the next one. So this is my name, Isotta Cherry, Italian, and I'm the head of material engineering. And this is the picture I want to bring to all of you. This is a very precious memory of my life. That's me. And I'm inside a car. So maybe I will start to interact with all of you. Do you know which car is it? You want to try to guess? You want to put in the chat? Which car is it? I see someone is going to say it, but you are muted. Put in the chat, write down. I'm going to explain why this is so important. In that year, in 2019, I joined a conference where I brought this car. And the conference was the European Fuel Cell Forum. That is one of the most prestigious European conference on fuel cells, hydrogen and fuel cells. And maybe you would, I see Toyota Mirai, great, you got it. Indeed, is the Toyota fuel cell vehicle called Mirai, and Mirai stands for future. And I joined that conference, not just to observe what happened around what the other scientists bring in terms of development. I joined and I didn't just present Toyota or my own work to the conference. I had a great honor. I was the chair lady of that conference. And chair lady, normally chairman, but in that case was a chair lady, means that first of all, you decide the topics of the conference, what the conference is going to talk about. Second, who to invite, the big names in this area. Third, together with other colleagues, we reviewed more than 300 papers to decide which one to be presented as oral presentation or posters. And then, of course, it was like running the conference 5 days, parallel sessions, and opening and facilitating and closing. So it was a very important event for me, and I was honored by the scientific community in Europe for this great opportunity. So now you understand maybe why I'm today bringing a bit of my life, and this is one key element. Now, as I mentioned, I'm the head of material engineering, so my division is responsible to what is development and evaluation of materials that goes into the car. So we talk about metals, fabrics, plastics, and then I still have the opportunity to manage and then coordinate the research for fuel cells, and not only, also batteries and other fancy stuff. And if we go to the next slide, maybe I would like to explain you how did I end up to do all this and talk a bit more about my life story. A bit different from Gerald, my path was not so straight. I started from really long time when I was a kid. I wanted to become, this was my first dream because I'm a dreamer, as I see some of you guys are called the dreamers, the Spanish team. I wanted to become an actress. I like to be on stage, I like to talk, I like to make people laughing. And people were saying I was very talented, and I said, okay, I will become an actress because this is something making me happy, and people are happy. But I have to say, I reveal you a secret. I have a very short memory. For me, it's so difficult to memorize stuff. So I would think if I have to play once a month, it's okay. But if each day I have to say something, memorize stuff, that's not for me. So that's not my talent, even if I'm enjoying talking to people. So at the age of 12, 14, 16, I reconsider a bit everything. And I started to look at my talent. So where I was good at. That means with minimum effort, maximum results, maximum score. And that was for me, math, science, physics, chemistry, all that stuff. And then I said, okay, this is definitely something for me, but I also want to contribute to other people. So I decided I will become a doctor. And that was in my mind. I will study medicine, I will become a doctor. At the end of high school, my mother talked to me and he said, Isotta, actually, you know, studying medicine means maybe 6, 8, 10, 12 years to get a specialization. And it's too expensive for me. So she told me that she would not have been able to maintain my studies. So for me, it was again, oh my God, another dream. And I started to think, what I'm going to do now? And I started to become more rational. Okay, my passion, my talent is science and math. Then I want to become economically independent as soon as possible. And I want to contribute to society. So these were the three motivations. What to do? Well, there was no other choice than engineering, because I thought, okay, in 5 years, I have my degree. I will be able to enter any industry, any type of a field, and anywhere, everywhere I could have that opportunity. Therefore, I went for engineering, and it went well. It went pretty well, actually, very well. And I was in the last year of the university. I was just after one important exam, and one professor came to me. Was the most brilliant professor in chemical engineering in Torino, in Italy, where I studied. He came to me and he said, Isotta, no, actually he said Cherry, because he was calling me with my family name. He said, Cherry, I was very impressed by your exam, and I would like to work with me and do your master thesis. He said, oh, wow. I did the master thesis in his team, in his group, and he also asked me, I think you should stay and pursue an academic career and start a PhD. PhD is like additional years of specialization in engineering. And of course, I was so pleased, and I said, of course I will do, and I said to dream a career to become a professor. And it means in many years after university where you don't get so much money, particularly in Italy, but I was so kind of passionate for this that I went on for another 5 years with a very low salary in engineering field. Then things did not go well. I didn't accept some compromises and decided, okay, it's time for me to move out of university and to use all my knowledge. So I said, let's go to business. Let's go to a consultant company. And I have to say there was a gap. I mean, it was not exactly, I was not able to do what I studied for. And I had to learn new stuff like IT, programming. I had to develop optimization tool for like neural network, Bayesian network. It was very fun and I was pretty good, but I was feeling like I'm not utilizing all the background, all the research area I have been studying for in the past. So when I was about 33, so not young, again, I was looking for my path. I saw an unbelievable position at Toyota as a fuel cell engineer. Did I love cars? Gerald, don't hear me. No, I didn't love cars. I didn't know so much about, but they didn't ask me about cars. They were interested to see me as engineers, as problem solver, and how strongly communicating about technology. And I got hired after a long process, but I became a fuel cell engineer, and that motivated me so much. So I left Italy, my country. I left my family. I left my boyfriend, my apartment, my cat, and I came to Belgium alone to start this new career. And I thought, let's see how it goes. Maybe there is not a good match between me and Toyota, but actually it went pretty well. I could develop myself in different areas as I introduced myself, and now I have kind of high-level responsibility in terms of integrating a lot of materials in our products. So just to say, I'm a dreamer, and I was able to bounce back, so be resilient and keep dreaming, and you find your way. Actually, at the end, I want to contribute to society and to contribute to tackle an important issue that is related to the climate. Now, in this environment, I need to say I was surrounded by many males and men, and it's not a place where I found so many other women. And I often heard, why did you pursue this type of career? What did encourage you? And I have to say, I had a role model. And if we go to the next page, I want to talk about my special role model, because I still believe that seeing is believing. What you have not seen, not experienced, you might have difficulties to believe. And I had my role model. I had my aunt. My aunt is the sister of my mother. Also, my mother is a strong woman. Actually, I grew up in a family of only women. Unfortunately, it was not my decision or their decision, but that's what happened. And my aunt was the owner of a factory, and also very much involved in politics. So was a disruptive woman, successful, and not definitely a strong one. A lot of courage. You know, as at that time, 50 years ago, owning a factory means getting up very early each day to be able to switch on the lights, the heating, to open the gate for all the employees, and then make sure that the work is well arranged, allocate the different tasks to all the different lines, and then be available, be present, discuss with the customers. And if something happens, like an incident, immediately support the person or bring the person, the employee, to the emergency room. Or when an equipment machine broke down, I do remember she was the first one to go to the machine to see if she could fix it before calling for maintenance. And then at the end of the day, clean up everything, organize the day after. And after this long day, I still remember at 8:30 p.m., you know, we Italians eat a bit late. We were all gathering and following the news. We had to follow economics and politics because my aunt was very much engaged in the social community life. So all this just to say, I believe that if you want, you can do everything. And therefore, I think I went for a career that maybe is not so common among women, but I could say in my family that this is possible. Now, maybe if we go to the next slide, as you understand, STEM engineering is very important for me. It was for my aunt. And I want to tell you that STEM is so important for all of you. Gerald already mentioned STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And do you know what happens when they all come together? When science meets math, with the help of technology, you can engineer any truly innovative solution. And with an entrepreneurship, with that spirit, you can provide to the great solution a real profitable business. So think about you. What will you do in the future? Honestly, I was researching a bit, and the science research is telling us that in 2030, when you guys will probably be on the looking for a job, well, in 2030, we will have 85% new jobs, something we cannot imagine now. But research is telling us that STEM is the skill set you need for those type of jobs. So it's for your future. So I'm encouraging STEM, as Salvatore was saying at the beginning. Yes, also my girls, I'm pushing them very much to learn STEM. And it gives you kind of understanding of what the world around you and what is the technology, and to develop new things to have for a better world tomorrow. I'm a chemical engineer, but it's not that I know everything, but I have a kind of understanding. And the other day I was with my daughter. She's so inspiring me. She's 13, 14 years old. She's not always she's maybe the most difficult one at this moment. And I was washing my hands. I was using a liquid soap. And next to me, Sheena said, Mama, it's a bad soap. She said, Mama, do you like my soap? And she has just a simple white soap. I will not say the brand to not make publicity. And she said, you like my soap? And I said, yes, of course. What do you want me to say? And she said, you know, in your soap, the liquid soap, they add the silicone. I said, what? She know about silicone? Yeah, because to make it liquid, they have to add this stuff that goes into the environment that is not, it's polluting the environment. My soap is solid and actually doesn't have that, doesn't bring that problem. And still I have a clean hand and it's nice fragrance. And then I said, oh, well, I didn't know that. And I started to think, oh yeah, saponification is something I learned. So the solid soap comes from fat, from vegetables or animals. And the liquid soap, I didn't know so much. So I called my best friend. My best friend is the one who is always giving me in the 5 answers, the right answers with very, very few words. And this Google, sorry for this commercial or publicity, but it's amazing. And he told me indeed the difference between liquid and solid soap, that liquid, because to have it liquid, you need to have like a number of processes, much longer, and then you consume more energy, and then it's more it's worse for the environment, so for the CO2 footprint compared to a solid product. So just to say that, be curious. When you see something that you are not familiar, even if you're an expert, go and search for it. And keep doing this during my current job because we need to learn and to keep learning. So it's a lot of fun. But STEM alone doesn't help. You need to be really curious. And now, why do I use STEM? If we go to the next slide, I think it's very important to care about the environment. And maybe my question to you, and I would like to link to Gerald in the 5 whys approach. Do you know what is happening in the world today? So in the background, you see a picture of a flooding disaster. And do you know why? We see also there is a climate change. And do you know why the climate is changing? Because the temperature is rising. And do you know why the temperature is increasing? Because the CO2, the carbon dioxide level is increasing. And do you know why the CO2 level is increasing? Because we are burning coal, gas, we are creating CO2 just to generate energy, to live, to move. So this is a real problem. And then what can we do about? In the next slide, I would like to bring up to you what is Europe vision. Can you recognize the lady here in the picture? Do you know? Can you write in the chat? Go, go, go. Yes, this is the European Commission President. It's Ursula von der Leyen. And she cares about climate change. And she decided the important targets for the future. So you see increasing from 2020 to 2050, the CO2 reduction. So we want to become, indeed, Ursula von der Leyen, the first region carbon neutral. That means we will do our best to reduce our CO2 emission and eventually to compensate for those we create. Now, we at Toyota, responsible for the automotive sector, the transport, what we will do? Maybe we can see in the next slide. We think about the customer. So what the customer needs. Maybe depending on what the customer is, we'll need different technologies. So we as Toyota try to develop different technologies. We have battery electric vehicles, we have fuel cell electric vehicles, hybrid electric vehicles, because depending on where the customer is, one or the other could be more convenient. And let me explain our Toyota roadmap in the next slide. In the next slide, we can see a number of transport solutions. And then you see these 2 axes. One is distance on the horizontal axis, so how far you go with one charger or one tank, fuel tank. And the other axis, the vertical axis, is the vehicle size, how big it is. And you see here on the bottom, the left bottom corner, you see mainly urban mobility, small vehicles, not driving very far. And these are, for us, are the best solution when we think about battery electric vehicles, purely battery. Then on the opposite side, when we have these trucks, these buses, vans, we think that fuel cell, because it's more efficient for these long distances, is the preferred solution. And then we have in the middle hybrid technologies where we have a battery and we have a gasoline. That for the moment is the best solution to decrease the CO2 emission. So this is just to tell you that there is not one solution. There are a number of solutions. There are a number of challenges to be solved in these areas. So for instance, if you think about Norway, we have a country here because I remember the particular difficult name, right? You guys have a hydropower, so you can get electricity for a very low price, right? And then you can use this probably pretty easily to charge battery electric vehicles. But when we think about other countries, maybe Greece. I'm not sure if there is any team from Greece. Well, there is no so much opportunity there for that technology. There is no infrastructure, there is not a cheap electricity. So we might think about other solutions to propose for those countries. So there is a different solution that we want to propose, and particularly we focus on hydrogen today. In the next slide, I want to say that Toyota believed in these technologies, as all the others as well, for a long time. And you see, this is a long time history. We started actually even earlier than 1996. We started in 1992, and gradually we progressed and improved the technology. And in 2015, we came to the market with the first vehicle, the Mirai, as you guys had put in the chat earlier. And now we have an improved model, the new generation MG Mirai. Now, Marina, I'm not sure if I'm talking too long. How much time do I still have? I can launch a video, or I can just go to the next slide.
Well, we have, if you, together with challenge unveiling, you have about 10 minutes left.
Then, okay, maybe we will launch the video. I think I have time. So if you go to next one, I brought a video that explains a bit how the technology works. This is a second generation.
Perfect.
Can you launch it for me? Thank you.
That's it.
Good. Thank you, Marina. So maybe we can move to the next slide. I hope it was clear how the fuel cell works, and if not, I will explain you very simply. So imagine a fuel cell like a box. You put hydrogen in, like you would put in your engine the gasoline. Forget what happens internally, there is an electrochemical process. But together with the air, like you have in a gasoline engine, so you have oxygen in the air, hydrogen and oxygen react, and together they transform into water and electricity. It's very simple. Electricity used in the car to move, power the electric motor to move the car, the wheels, right? One point, you don't only get electricity because it's not a perfect, efficient process. You get also some heat. Don't forget, we don't want it in the transport, but for other applications, maybe heat is also important. You can recuperate it. Okay, you understand? Hydrogen, air, water, electricity, and heat. That's very simple. That's what you need to remember. And now maybe we go to the next slide. So one more thing before we move to our next challenge. We are exploring actually all hydrogen possibility here in Europe. So we developed this technology, the fuel cell, and we want to transfer to a number of other applications, not only the automotive sector. You see here in a number of transport applications, train, trucks, boats, buses, even lunar missions, forklift, and generators. That means that those appliances that produce electricity for houses, to power houses, schools, whatever, right? We are also very much engaged in a number of partnerships to promote the hydrogen, to decarbonize the industry and the transport. Now, if we move to the next slide, I would like to go to the challenge. I think it's very clear by now. And let's go to the following. Once again?
Drum beat. That's the moment, the big moment.
Okay, let's go to the next one. The challenge is, let me read it. How can you use hydrogen in your community to accelerate the energy transition and transform to carbon neutral society? So communities like the people and the environment you live, each of you come from different areas, maybe have different situations. Think about something that's more needed in your area. And don't think like adults. Think as a young student with your creativity and come up with solutions that we have not thought yet about. Hope it's all clear.
Thank you very much.
We go to the next one. I want to say just thank you very much. I hope you could follow, and I hope everything will be fine. Good luck.
Well,
and have fun, guys.
We have wonderful mentors from Toyota, so I'm sure everything's going to be under control, and I hope you're going to join us on our final event on Thursday so you can hear great pitches for the solutions to this challenge. Thank you, Isotta.
Pleasure. Good luck, everyone.
I'm just going back to the slide with our challenge. I hope everything's clear. Students, if it's not, then we are going to open question answers session just shortly to see if there is something that we can help you with in about 5 minutes. On our side, that's it. We are very happy that you could have joined us on this opening event. Now it's time for the students to go and brainstorm and use their creativity and their bright minds to answer the challenge and come up with an innovative solution. So we thank everyone who has joined us, and we ask only students to remain on this call.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye and all the best.
Yes, Gerald, hope to see you on the final event. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your talk.
Thank you.
Thank you also from my side. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.